the art of like midwifery care and women, supporting women through birth. At one point, whatever OB was like, oh, you can't do that anymore. Now we do it, and women give birth on their backs. And then it was like this whole wave of not like right things that, again, patriarchy support these other functions of our modern society that was starting to thrive that, again, women, these things don't support women, like the hospital model, the second time mom wisdom being like giving birth to my first son in the hospital and being like, I'll do whatever you say. Cause again, I don't want to die out of fear. Whatever you guys say, I'll do it because you know best. But like having gone through this, a million things, existential crisis, huge painful downfall, realizing, the world's lack of value for motherhood and women, and then sort of coming out the other side, having another baby. And when I went into the hospital that second time, needed another C-section, I was like, this is in my hands now. Like whatever during those 2 years happened, this like awakening, which I'm still sort of in. The second time mom wisdom and confidence, I feel like for me, being surrounded by so many moms through something like Centerline that has a lot of resources, I was able to like, when I talked about cracking the door open, I was able to like crack my own like wide open and feel all these things and sort of like heal from this stuff that maybe as a woman in America all this time, I was like kind of shoved down. I feel like most women are like if you don't get that support or like you don't feel seen and heard, then the doors just slam shut and you have to like get it back together and like go back to work and like don't talk about your existential crisis because like you're a mom and you're a working mom and you got to make money and you got to do all these things. And then other moms, I feel like if you bring it up and they're not there, then they're like, wait, what? So it's like finding people who will like jam on this stuff with you. And then going back to going in the hospital the second time, feeling in my bones how backward everything was, going in there to give birth and just the way they treated me, the way they talked to me, the way they tried to take my baby from me dozens of times, like off my chest. And I was like, confident in my second time mom wisdom, like, no. I've done that before. I've done the separation. I've tried to stop him crying alone in the bassinet. That's not going to work this time. She's right here. That's what I want. And they were like, not about that. It's like the hospital was not set up for that. There's signs everywhere that say, do not sleep with your baby on your chest, when the way that we're biologically made and the way that this used to happen, that's the only place the baby would be. And it's like, here we are day one being like, let me put him in a plastic bassinet because that's what's better for the hospital because we don't want you to sue us if he falls. It's like, well, that's not what's better for me right now. What if we set up safe bed sharing in the hospital instead? Think about how much less stressful that would be. I can remember those first 2 nights in the hospital, baby screaming, me awake because I'm not supposed to sleep with him and like getting sleep deprived and feeling like, I said to my husband, like, I feel like I'm on a crack binge. Like I feel out of control. And that's because I was up for 2 nights. I've never done crack. Feel like that's what it would be like so wired and being like, and looking back, I'm like, it's because your baby wanted to be on you, but the signs everywhere said, don't let your baby sleep on you. So the first time I listened, the second time I was like, fuck that. This baby's staying on me. I don't care. Like, I will sign whatever you want me to sign. And like, that's the second time mom wisdom that with Centerline too, that I'm trying to expose pregnant couples to, is like, I don't want you to go through that first time and like suffer through and have to go through the giant existential crisis. Some of it's necessary, but some of it I'm like, we could do without some of this pain. Like we could just support you through it so you don't have to like be at the very bottom of your soul and then like climb your way back out.